Okay, so this is my week 13 last journal of my Global Perspectives INTS 3330 class. Like I said, this is the last journal. Today was the day we did our final presentation. We turned in the final project last week, so today was just presenting it to Dr. Tanner and the community partner, and then a couple of the guests that Dr. Tanner had invited. So, I can't believe it's over. It was a lot of work this semester to put this together. I'm really glad that my group was as participatory as they were. Um, I just finished writing my group reflection, project reflection, so I kind of talk about it in there too, about how for future classes it's going to be so important for them to understand how much work has to go into this outside of class. Especially if part of your group is in the online section, you're going to kind of have to figure out how to communicate with your online people as well as face to face. Whenever y'all have meetings, we used Skype to bring in members of our online section. It was really helpful for us. Not always, technology was not always on our side, but it was helpful for the most part to be able to include them. And then luckily, one of our online students was actually in the Lubbock area. He was just taking online classes, so he was actually able to come to some of the face-to-face meetings, so that was really useful as well. Today in the presentation, I think it went pretty well. Everyone kind of had their own little spiel to talk about. I kind of talked more about the interdisciplinary part of the project. I think that was kind of more so related to the coursework of the rest of the class and not really about the project. But this is an integrative class. It is an interdisciplinary class, so I wanted to make sure that I brought that connection to the presentation to kind of show how you can use multiple disciplines to solve this complex problem. And I think we did a really good job. I'm really pleased with our final product. I think we officially turned it in today. I don't think we really made any edits after we presented it to the community partner. They seemed pretty pleased. They didn't really have any negative feedback. It was mostly just appreciativeness for us putting in all this work this semester. And I think that mostly what's going to be left over is if people are continuing in future sections to work on this project, I think that they'll be able to kind of just further kind of where we started, be the benchmark, and they can just kind of move forward from there. Maybe they'll have different ideas, but with over, I think, 40 lessons, trying to think of activities for these kids to do that didn't involve a lot of resources was difficult. So I think that we did a really good job with that. The community partner commented on how well we had done with that, because she was also struggling with thinking up activities in a classroom of 80 children with only, a blackboard to work with. So our group actually did a really good job thinking of all those activities, and I think majority of them will work. As far as the future, I'm just excited to kind of hear back if and when they do start implementing our activities, kind of how they're working out, if the kids or the teachers are feeling like it's working, if the kids are learning better, maybe retaining information instead of just memorizing, they're actually learning how to use conversational English. That would be really, really awesome to hear about. So I hope that we get updates, even though I know half of us are graduating. Dr. Tanner said he would definitely keep us informed about what happened. He also said that if this class does turn into a study abroad type situation where they actually go over to Tanzania and see the schools and implement what they worked on, he told us today that he would definitely invite us to go on that, since we were the first class to ever take on this project. So that's really exciting. I really enjoyed the class. It was a lot of work with the coursework, and then you had this whole other service learning project component that definitely made it challenging, but the service part was just really rewarding, so it didn't make the coursework so terrible. So I am looking forward to receiving our final grade, figuring out exactly how we did on the project, and kind of, like I said, hearing more about how all of the activities go whenever they're taken over to the schools in Zanzibar. So this is my last journal. I've did 13 of these. It has been fun to kind of check in every week and talk about my progress, the group progress, and the project's progress. So thanks for tuning in.